Welcome, friends and family. Super excited to be here with you today with our final interview with Ciera.
That's crazy.
And we've had quite the journey. You know, it was about a year ago, or just when did you actually start?
January 8th was my first day.
January 8th was the first day, and we are recording this today on January the 2nd. So, hey, where are all you real estate agents at? You're supposed to be working today. We can't be on holiday anymore. We got to get
What are
back
y'all
to
doing?
work.
Let's go.
Yeah. So that's what me and Ciera are here today to just kind of celebrate. Do you have any closings set between now and the 8th?
I have 2 on the 10th.
2 on the 10th.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah.
So Ciera has, we promised that we'd go at this for 12 months. That was what we were working to, and this will be our 12th and final one. Again, today's January 2nd. She started January 8th. I know that we set a goal for any new agent coming in the first year. We want to help them achieve 24 sales. Ciera, what was your total sales?
I just closed up my last one a couple weeks back, and it put me at 28 for the year.
28
so
for the year.
I just fell shy of my 30 goal,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you set a goal for
yeah.
30, didn't you? And,
Yeah.
And so naturally a high achiever. And what I just heard is we on the 8th would have been a year, and you come in with none pending. You come in with very little experience in real estate, freshly got your license, and really, it's like really hard for me not to say you didn't hit your 30 because you got 2 closing on the 10th.
Sure.
And that would be 1 year.
I guess it would be within that first year, but calendar year just fell short. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm taking it as a win, regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to set myself up for this coming year, and
you couldn't come
just
no
keep
closer,
pushing.
could you?
Right.
I mean,
I
realistically,
know.
you couldn't. I mean, the way I am, I'd count it. So, well done. 28. We set a goal for 24. You set a goal for 30. You'll actually hit your 30 on the 10th. You started on the 8th. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That is huge.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so Ciera, in 12 months of coming out here and doing your job every day, may I ask, what did you earn? What was your total earnings?
Year earnings.
Yeah.
With the 28 deals closed, I was able to hit just over $105,000.
$105,000 in your first year. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
When I say it out loud, I'm like, me?
Yeah.
Like, I was able to do that?
Yeah.
When I was telling KC, I'm like, when I say that, I feel like that's something like my parents or my dad would be making. Like, for me to be sitting there and even have that be possible doesn't seem real, but it is.
23-year-old lady, when you came to us, now you're 24, and in a somewhat still kind of a more, we're labeled a micro metropolitan here in Putnam County, still a little rural area in a lot of ways, and come out and made a 6-figure income your first year.
Yeah, just fell short of 10 million in real estate sales.
Wow,
Yeah.
almost 10
I think it was
million.
like 9.2.
That's
so.
amazing. I'm taking some notes just
Yeah,
to
no,
have
you're
this
fine.
so I can look back. Okay, so one thing that we do here, and when you're within a team in life, like for me, tracking is something that I naturally resisted. Now I track everything. I track my sleep at night. I got this watch. I track my steps. I track my intake of calories. I track the number of people I talk to. I track the average commission. I mean, part of becoming successful in life is learning how to track.
Yeah,
and I wish we could
agree.
do it without it. Like those are steps that, are extra steps. But to have the level of success that you're having, tracking is a big part of it. One thing that we work to track here is our business expenses. So what did it cost you to run Ciera Inc. this year?
Yeah, so after going through all the numbers, obviously I'm looking at closing gifts for folks. I'm looking at car care, fees for real estate, and the MLS and things like that, computer equipment. So all of that came to about $15,000 for the year.
$15,000, okay. Beautiful, Ciera. And you know what I love about you is that you're going to be pretty accurate. You're not going to miss too much. A lot of people don't think about it, but you got to track your gas.
Yeah.
I bet for you this year that was probably $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah, alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just about right on it.
And then, like you said, closing gifts and other expenses. But, not bad. You earned 105 and you take 15 from that, and that's 90,000. Is that right? Have I got that number right?
Yeah, I think so.
105 minus 15. So 90K total?
Yeah.
Excellent. So that's great. Congratulations on the first year.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you so much. It's opened a lot of doors for me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've made a lot of new friends, and
Yeah.
Okay. So hours worked roughly. What are you working a week?
Per week, it's going to range, but my average is going to be about 50.
Okay.
Some weeks I'm closer to 60. Some weeks I'm just over 40, but I would say average there's about 50 hours or so.
50 hours a week. Okay.
Yep.
And this year, how many did you take vacation? If so, how much vacation time?
Yeah. So I took one full week of vacation. I took a couple weekend trips with some friends, but brought my computer with me to still work. Brought my computer on that week vacation to California as well. I was writing offers at the airport on my vacation, dealing through negotiations through the vacation. But I mean, being able to take my work with me. Some people wouldn't like that so much, but it doesn't make me feel like I get so behind. So
Gives you something to do.
yeah.
So 1 week of vacation.
Yes.
Okay, and then the holidays, of course. But,
Sure.
But you took off 1 full week and then some weekends.
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's not all work and no play.
No.
But whenever
You have to be intentional about it,
you
though.
got to be intentional. And when you're starting your first, when you're a business owner, and that's the way I look at you, Ciera, I see you as a business owner. When you own your business, you've got to be very intentional.
Yeah.
And that first 3 to 5 years is either what makes or breaks you.
Oh, yeah.
And most people, like my dad did paving and tree work. So could you imagine what it costs to buy a bucket truck, a paver, to buy the material, the asphalt, all that, the labor. And so for you to start your business and run it for 1 full year, run around $15,000.
Yeah.
And that's kind of gas. And I mean,
It could have been worse. I mean, I'm not sure what business, like what they could look like for other people. I was a little bit shocked when I saw that number, but I felt like it could have easily been more.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And obviously by knowing your numbers, you know where you can maybe cut some expenses
Yes.
or potentially add some.
Exactly.
If you see the return on it. So, okay, so Ciera, tell me, what would be your best advice for anyone thinking about getting started in real estate?
Yeah, so we were kind of talking before, and if you are looking to do real estate as like your full-time gig, I would definitely suggest going all in. Eliminating any, of course, distractions that you have if you have something part-time. I planned on doing all the part-time with real estate, just because I was a little nervous with going full commission, never done anything like that before. So I was going to split that time up, but taking the opportunity to just say, no, you know what, this is something I've really always wanted to do. So I'm going to let that go and just go full force into real estate. And I don't know if I could have done it any other way. I mean, I ended up working 306 out of, or like 310 days out of the 365 days. And if I wouldn't have done that, then I wouldn't have seen the results that obviously I was able to carry over. So if you are looking to have a great income or, make good connections, I would definitely say go all in.
Go all in. Bet on yourself.
Yes. Surround yourself with mentors, a team. We kind of were harping on the team a lot in the, beginning videos, but I mean, it's so true. I was telling Elijah, I would have felt like a little fish in a huge sea if I was to just do this all on my own without having the mentorship. I was having coaching trainings with Casey every Friday. We were going over my challenges, what I needed to overcome, what I could work on going forward in the next week, and I really paid attention to that stuff. Looked at my numbers and things like that. So, those are very important.
Would you say that having a coach that's kind of running with you, encouraging you, pushing you, but also teaching you maybe the steps of what it really takes to be successful?
Sure. I mean, coach, mentor, whatever you want to call it, just having somebody in your corner that you can check in with weekly or even daily if you need to. Casey's here every single day. I've got his phone number, so he doesn't hear the end from me. I'm always getting in touch with Casey. But no, I believe it's very important.
Tell us a little bit about when you first came in. Now that you're talking about a coach and Casey, and you never knew Casey before. No. He's 32, 33 years old. Worked as a school teacher in Cumberland County, I think 5 or 6, 7 years. Had a degree in agriculture. Graduated from Tech. Also, he was a tennis coach, and he coached females. So that was kind of, so he had a coaching background.
Sure, yeah.
What was that like for you, like just kind of initially meeting KC and getting to know our sales coach?
Mm-hmm.
How did that feel like in the beginning?
I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
Just because, not that I didn't want to be held accountable. I enjoy being held accountable. But a lot of times when I would ask Casey questions, he would come back with questions. And it like just really helped me grind through those, concerns or areas that may be a little gray. But I kind of confided into him like a big brother. Like I kind of just not let it all out, but I mean, anything that I felt or that was on my mind, I was like, well, I mean, he's here for a reason.
Yeah.
So I felt compelled to just tell him everything, really.
So he became more than a coach. He became like a brother.
Like a brother, yeah. Really. But he's very patient.
Yeah.
I'm a clerical personality, so I tend to ask a lot of questions, and he was very patient with that. But again, when I would ask questions, he would almost kind of turn it around and open my eyes to help me see that. But I never had fear coming to him for anything.
That's
like I
great.
knew he was going to be there for me.
That's great.
So,
Well, and I think a good coach also recognizes the ones that they can pour into,
sure.
and the ones that are going to be willing to run a program, be coachable. Those are great investments.
Yeah.
The people that are going to be sometimes resistant can end up being your very best at times.
Right.
But also sometimes that can be that energy drain too. So
It's a challenge, yeah.
you and Casey had a really good coaching relationship. You were the golden clay. You were willing to be formed. You didn't come in acting like you knew everything.
No, because I didn't. And I was,
You
I
came
was
in
very
willing.
open about that.
Yeah. So you didn't have to bluff your way through it,
No.
and by being vulnerable and open, he was able to help you learn the steps. What, like, if you were to go to school to learn dance or ballet, there would be steps that you would have to learn, and you'd have to have an
Absolutely.
instructor to teach you that. In the beginning, obviously, you'd be kind of clumsy, but once you started learning the steps,
Yep.
you get better and better, and that's skills, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what would you say those steps are in real estate? Like, what's the skills and steps that you've learned in your first 12 months that have helped you help over 28 people get into a property that they wanted? What skills, what steps does that take? What's that look like?
Yeah. So I would say off the bat, having a laid out routine, having a schedule.
Schedule.
Yep. Sticking to that. We prospect 2 hours a day. So looking
Prospecting.
for new business.
That's
Once
right.
we prospect, if we find anybody that, even gives us an inkling that they need some help, we're going to be following up with those folks.
So we're not trying to bother people.
No.
We're just trying to find the ones that we can help.
Absolutely.
A lot of times when we're calling through, they've already found something in our area, so they've already been helped. But the ones that are still looking, that's who we're trying to help.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's something that I had to overcome in the beginning is I felt so bad making these phone calls, just like interrupting somebody during their day, making a cold call. But I mean, I was able to catch a handful of people that were looking for help. And if I wouldn't have done that, obviously wouldn't have come across those people. So yeah, prospecting, very important. Following up with those people.
Follow up, that's a big one.
Huge. When I talk to people, and they say, thank you for following up with me. Like I had been talking with the realtor in the past and they just never reached out to me again. So, I mean, those are opportunities that you get that other people miss.
So that's a step, right?
Yeah.
Step one, schedule. Step two, talk to people. Step three, follow up with people.
Yes.
Yes.
And just be yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, people skills is a harder thing to be learned. But if you can really tone in on that and obviously have the real estate skills, but having the people skills with the real estate, what
Goes a long way.
Yeah, it goes a long way. So.
And a lot
I
of
think that's
people will
something that
struggle their whole life to kind of figure out what who they are genuinely and at their core. And that's one thing within our company and team, within our Elevate community, we really try to work on its core values. And knowing that we are a people that are servant leaders, solutions driven, that we have a commitment to personal and team growth, right?
Yes.
So you're not going to fit in on a team like this if you're not committed to growth. If you're not, like you said, you might bring a challenge to Casey, but he didn't give you the answer.
No,
he
not
asked
very
you enough
easily.
questions to
Yeah.
help you probably come up with your own solution. And that's, so now you'll.
And it would work out that way like 80% of the time. I was like, oh, why did I even ask that?
Yeah. But
So.
but you in good coaches will pull out the good stuff that's already in you, and then obviously servant leadership, not trying to come over but come beside people.
Absolutely.
And really help them run their race. So those are great steps. And being genuine and being yourself. And when you first start something new, like it'd be hard to go to a dance school right off the bat and go in there and just be yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's awkward.
Very.
You're learning steps. Everything's kind of new to you.
Yeah.
So even though you were 23, 24, you kind of go back to an infant stage in learning.
Exactly.
And so you've got to either choose to be vulnerable or hide and cover up, and you're probably not going to end up having the success, Ciera, that you had in your first year of real estate sales.
And I feel like people can kind of see through when you're trying to be somebody that you're not.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to make people as most comfortable as possible. Not trying to sell you anything, just trying to be there for you and guide you through. So that's something I took as a nugget, was I'm a guide, not a not a salesman.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Ciera, congratulations again to a phenomenal year. You've
Thank
got
you.
goals, big goals. What's next year look like for you? How many sales you want to do next year?
next year I'm going to bump it up to a goal of 40.
40. All right. Well done. You got 2 set to close already on the 10th of January.
Yep,
So
2 in January. I've got, I think, 1 in February and 1 in March.
Okay.
So I've
So
got
you
4 or 5 deals lined up for this year.
And you didn't have that last year. So you've already got that, plus a whole year of skills and steps that you get to add
that
to
awesome?
your, yeah. Plus people that have already done business with you that may know people that want to do business or return business. So good for you. 40 is a big number. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Gosh,
Thank you.
if you closed that 40, what would you end up earning?
I would be earning around 130,000.
130K. Now, is that after expenses or before?
That would be before.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you'd be making a strong 6-figure income your second year.
Yeah.
All things work out
Amazing.
like that. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we are once again grateful to be able to visit with Ciera in her journey of real estate sales. This will be our last one that we've done routinely. Maybe we check back in July.
Yeah,
See how you're looking on
absolutely.
that 40.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so you share with us a little bit more about what you learned and continue
Yeah.
to add value.
I better be at 20 by then.
That's right. That's right. You've already got 4, so you're
Yeah.
well on the way. And, you know, in anything in life, you don't normally become great your first year. Hardly ever are you going to do anything for the first time and just excel at it. It normally takes trial and error time and time again. But what Ciera's done is in the last 12 months, she's built upon a good foundation and she's continued to build on it. So that's why great things are coming out of her, and that's why we can expect for that to continue to happen. And you put a sharp lady like Ciera, 2, 3, 4 years. It takes 4 years a lot of times to get a degree in college. You put 3 or 4 years investing in yourself, continuing to believe and bet on you, and the future is unlimited. The sky is just truly the beginning for somebody like Ciera. And again, here within the Elevate community, we're not looking at just building you in a great career. We want you to grow in so many different areas in life, not just financially. I mean, having a good career can help you in so many other parts of your lives. You know, just top of mind, they say the number one reason for divorce rates is finances. So gosh, if you can get that in control, then that can really help in that next area, in every area of your life, right? And if you're going to work every day and you're just wore out, do you not think you're going to bring a little of that back home with you?
Absolutely will.
And so we want you to win, not just in your career, not just in your finances, but in every area of your life. Thank you all very much for watching. When we can do anything, let us know.